Welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today is the 4th podcast, and today's topic really hits home for me because it's what started my journey, to be honest. It's the law of attraction. We all know about this one right here. But when I say law of attraction, I'm not talking about law of attraction that we all hear, on a daily basis. I'm talking about because everybody just says law of attraction, close your eyes, think about what you want, and it'll come to you. But I'm gonna give my best interpretation of law of attraction, and I did just use one article. I promise it's not gonna be graphs or anything like that. This podcast today is gonna be short, but I really hope that it just brings some type of light, because we all want something in our life right now. I want something in my life. I'm pretty sure you want something in your life. And if you already have it in your life, then God bless you. And I hope God makes sure that whatever you have, it stays in your life forever. Because, a lot of times we put in a lot of work to get things in our life. And once we have it, sometimes it slips through your fingers, either through the choices we make or just not being grateful for what we have. I will say there's something that I don't know, I feel like I do have to say about law of attraction. I think that God is what brings that law of attraction, and he's the one that brings things into your life that he knows is good for you. So sometimes I feel like maybe you might be utilizing the law of attraction correctly, but God is probably preventing it from manifesting into your life because it might not be right for you. So I'm just a strong believer that we're consistently manifesting, through thoughts and through our feelings and emotions and through our dreams and our interactions with people. So I'm gonna get into this little article here. So it's called "What is the Law of Attraction?" by Elizabeth Scott, who has a PhD. And also this article was medically reviewed by Rachel Goldman, who also has a PhD. So let's get into it. I'm gonna make this as simple as possible. So it says, the law of attraction is a philosophy suggesting that positive thoughts bring positive results into a person's life, while negative thoughts bring negative outcomes. We all know that. It is based on the belief that thoughts are a form of energy, and that positive energy attracts success in all areas of life, including health, finances, and relationships. I find this really interesting because I just want to connect this with peace, peace of mind, right? When your mind is not functioning right, and everything is just going wrong, or you just you're real heated, heat in the moment, and everything just goes crashing down, everything, it's like a domino effect, So with peace, I feel like once you start bringing that peace into your heart, into your mind, things just start flowing in all categories of life. So same thing with law of attraction. I feel like when you start thinking positive, everything around you become positive, even if, let's say, you live in a hostile environment, but as long as you got that positive energy in you and you vibrate in love frequency, people be like, nah, that's not always gonna work. But to me, a deadly person is a person who got peace, because a person who got peace, I don't want to go too much into it, but moving on. So I know y'all know about the book The Secret, that one book that went crazy viral. I don't know who the author was, made so much money. And I was even one of those people who wanted to read the book, so I read a couple pages. I kind of liked what I was reading, but it wasn't really, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it wasn't really teaching me the keys. It was just saying everything that we could find on Google, however, I could be wrong, I still give her props, or him or her, whoever created the book. But I just have a question to ask. Have you ever used the law of attraction to gain something in your life? Just personally, do you think you've ever witnessed that, where you wanted something really bad and you visioned it in your head and it just came into being, or it came into your life? It's really if you did, It's kind of crazy, right? Like, but some people think it's all coincidences and things just happen randomly, but a lot of times we bring upon things into our life without even knowing. So the next bullet point of that article was like attracts like. We also heard that a million times. This law suggests that similar things are attracted to one another. It means that people tend to attract people who are similar to them, but it also suggests that people's thoughts tend to attract similar results, which is really interesting, because they say, like, if you want to like find that, you know, spouse who like is like the spark to your eyes or whatnot, you gotta vibrate that frequency of what you want. Because like a lot of times people can be wanting this like amazing person to like come into their life, but their frequency, I know you heard this, is like vibrating lower, like, so you're gonna like attract whatever you vibrating at that frequency. So yeah, it was really interesting. Like that bullet point, I give them props. And they say negative thinking is believed to attract negative experiences, while positive thinking is believed to produce desirable experiences. And our life is full of experiences, so we all want a good experience. So that's why I had to discover this in today's podcast. Law of attraction is a very mysterious topic, and I'm not saying like I know how to use law of attraction, but I swear, like, since I was like 19, like I was studying law of attraction. I was like studying Tao, like it was like, it's not even Tao, I don't even think they call it religion, but it's like a way of life, like an ancient, you know, it was mostly just about law of attraction. So I was reading that at 19 years old, and from there the journey started, just trying to find out how I can attract things in my life, and not just attract things materialistically, but attract things spiritually. Like I really wanted to be a good person. I really wanted to be trustworthy. I just wanted to be a good person, and I just wanted, like, I don't know, I just wanted to bring faith back to humanity. So I don't know, eventually later when, I don't know, I have more time, I'll like probably show like some examples of my poems, or not my poems, it's like my journals. Like I would have bullet points, like this is years ago, of saying what I wanted to be. Like I want to be trustworthy, or I am great, you know, the whole affirmation thing. I had some friends that would laugh at me because they would see it, they're like, bro, you're one of those. I'm like, yeah, I'm one of those, and I'm proud of it. And I'm like, one day you're gonna see. And I'm not saying like prove I'm gonna be famous, I'm just gonna show them that one day, like, I don't know, I'm not saying at 19 I had something to prove, but everyone called me conspiracy theorist, because at that age I was like low-key preaching like law of attraction, and I was just that one kid who was like, yo, if you like think negative, this is gonna happen, and negative's gonna be attracted to your life. And I was one of those, but as I got older, I told myself calm down and be more wise, and you know, don't try to like act like you know everything, because I just find out, I just believe that the most wisest person sometimes doesn't say much, you know, like they know a lot, but you know, sometimes oversharing can be a drag. So that's why with these podcasts, I'm not trying to drag them too much. I'm trying to have it like a really nice amount of time. But yeah, I'm done with that rant. Moving on. So next bullet point, nature abhors a vacuum. I don't know how to pronounce this word. I'm probably gonna pop it up on the screen to let y'all look at it. But it says this law of attraction suggests that removing negative things from your life can make space for more positive things to take their place. Before I keep reading, that hit home for me, because a lot of times we want beautiful things in our life, but we're holding on to things that are causing resistance. Like my first podcast talked about resistance. Like we have everything we need, like in our surroundings or in our mind, like just our potential. We have what it takes to get what we want, but there's something there causing a resistance. So I really like that point. And it says it is based on the notion that it is impossible to have a completely empty space in your mind and in your life. Maybe kind of makes sense. Since something will always fill this space, it is important to fill that space with positivity. Proponents of this philosophy say, I don't know if my reading sound good. I'm sorry if it sound bad, y'all. It's been a minute since I had to like read off a document, but this is the type of vibes I guess I'm trying to do until I find out some new ways of like some new loopholes. Like, I don't know if you guys remember my last podcast was like I'm trying to learn the rules and regulations of YouTube, so I don't always have to like rely on Google Doc. Like, I could just start grabbing stuff from YouTube. But other than that, I want to keep moving on. With that point being said, I just really hope that a lot of us here can really start looking at our life through all angles and through all sides of the table, you know, like what I mean by that is just like our life can be very sophisticated. It's like, how can we become better when there's just so much of our life to look at, you know? There's so much going on. So where do we start, you know? Like, seriously, where do we start? Next bullet point. The present is always perfect. This law focuses on the idea that there are always things you can do to improve the present moment. While it might always seem like the present is somehow flawed, this law proposes that rather than feeling dread or unhappiness, you should focus your energy on finding ways to make the present moment the best that it can be. That's amazing. Like, that is just well said. Because I feel like God, like I said, gives you everything you need in the present moment to make the best of your future. Like, I really, really mean that. Like, we have all the tools we need. Like, just fundamentally starting with food and water. We have energy to put in our system. Like, if we look at other countries and, you know, third world places, how can they do what we do? They don't even have food and water or energy. And I'm not trying to make it all depressing and stuff, but like, I really want to motivate people. Like, we have everything we need to build our kingdom, to make a difference, to start a revolution. Not start a revolution. I didn't mean it like that. I don't want to seem like I'm some deadly person. Like, I am peaceful. But you know what I mean? Like, we have to make a change. We really have to make a change. And I also just wanted to add on, like, the present moment is where we find God and we find peace through the storm. I had to put that bullet point in there. Because, like, you know, me being Muslim, like, praying 5 times a day, and I hope God accepts my prayers, because who knows, we pray, but, you know, we can only pray so much. We only can thank him so much for everything he does. But I really love praying because it really keeps me tapped into the present moment. Because, like, when I'm thinking about a million things, when I pray, tapped in with the creator, you know? Or I pray, like, I hope I can. The reason why I say that is I'm not saying I'm doubting my connection with God. It's just because, like, I don't know. I hope I don't sound like I'm doubting myself too much, but I just feel like I can never do enough to, like, thank him for everything he has done for me, or just for people in general. Like, I remember I made a promise to him, like, in one of my poems a long time ago, that, like, I would promise him that I would bring people closer to him through love and not just through forcing, you know? So, yeah, moving on. So with everything that I pretty much just covered, some may ask, okay, what can I do with this now? Okay, voice is power. What can I do with everything you told me? So I did a little bullet point. I said, people learn the tools, but we don't implement them. Like, someone can give you a hammer and there's a nail, but you just don't grab the hammer. You just start hitting it with your hand, you know? Like, you know, something like, just something like that. I don't know if that's a good example, but it's like we have everything we need. We're just not grabbing the right tools, or we're just too afraid to use them. I don't know what's going on, but like with this whole law of attraction, you know, with everything I covered right now, I just feel like maybe all we have to really do is just know that it's not hard to bring things into our life. I think maybe that's what it is. I think as soon as we start thinking something is hard, we just can't attract it, because our mind automatically assumes, like, oh, he said it's too hard, so I can't get it. So, yeah. So thank you guys so much. It was just a very short clip today. There was so much more I wanted to cover, but I just want to keep it today nice and short. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day or night. And, you know, I look forward to hearing from some of you guys soon. I really mean that. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna, like, maybe do phone calls or something, like call people, or, like, you know, I'm also, like I said, I'm gonna bring people in here and, like, start podcasting them, or, like, get them in my podcast. But yeah, so much goals I have. But I just want to thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day or night again, and may God always be with you. And I'm gonna be praying for y'all. Like, I really hope that every single one of you guys implement, like, what I just taught right now, or just reminded you guys. And yeah, nothing in life is too hard if you have the right mindset. So God bless, and hope you guys all have a beautiful day and night again, because I really appreciate you guys. And farewell. Have a good one.